Goddess bless everyone, and welcome to my Pagan Astrology series. Today we will be doing the planet Saturn, not only the scientific aspects of Saturn, but also that of the Wiccan way in how we use Saturn. Anyhow, first, let's take a jump into the spacecraft and visit Saturn. Back everyone. Saturn to me is a very beautiful planet. The wings are magnificent from updated photos that NASA has released. Also, if you saw there on the exploratory of the planet, it kind of tilts on its axis, but not as much as Uranus, since Uranus is completely sideways on its axis. Anyhow, Saturn does also make a mysterious sound. Now let's go listen to this sound. The sound of Saturn, just like we're going to notice in a lot of other planets that I'll be doing in this series, it makes a very unique sound. Now, there was no sound in space, so they use radio waves to pick up these sounds. Now, to me, those sounds kind of sound in a way like someone's screaming in the background, but partially also of high winds, which would make sense to me of how Saturn works. And on that note, let's get into the scientific aspects of Saturn. There have been 4 satellites that have been launched from NASA that have given us our information of Saturn and have rotated Saturn for a long time, such as Pioneer 11 was launched on September 1979 and was the first satellite to explore Saturn. Voyager 1 was the second satellite to go to Saturn. It was launched on November of 1980, and it sent back the first high-resolution images of the planet and its wings, and also showed us many different moons, which were seen for the first time. Voyager 2 was launched 1 year after Voyager 1 on August of 1981. It gave us more close-up images of Saturn's moons and also a lot more clear images and evidence of changing in the rings of Saturn. Cassini was the 4th and final satellite launched from NASA to explore the planet of Saturn. It was launched on October 15th, 1997, and on September 15th of 2017, it made its fatal plunge into Saturn's atmosphere, ending the mission just 1 month shy of its 10th anniversary. Saturn is 886 million miles, or 1.4 billion kilometers from the Sun. It takes the Sun 80 minutes to hit Saturn. Saturn is extremely cold. You would never be able to survive on it. It is negative 288 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 178 degrees Celsius. If you were to enter Saturn's atmosphere without a spacesuit, you would survive literally 1 second. Saturn's radius is 36,183.7 miles, or 58,232 kilometers wide. You could basically fit 9 Earths into Saturn. That is how huge Saturn is. For Saturn to make a full rotation around the Sun, it takes it 29.5 Earth years. Saturn's atmosphere is made up of 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. Saturn was discovered by Galileo in 1610. The Romans named Saturn after the god of agriculture and harvest. Saturn has 83 known moons. 63 have been confirmed. I'm going to do the 5 main moons of Saturn. Titan is the biggest moon that orbits Saturn. It is named after the Titans. Moon Rhea is named after the mother of the gods. The moon Iapetus was named after the Titan of mortal lifespan. Moon Dione is named after the Titaness of oracles. The moon Tethys was named after the Titaness of fresh water in Norsen. And now we shall start the pagan aspect of Saturn. Saturn's symbol we use a lot, of course, when we are going to be working with Saturn. I use it sometimes if I'm going to do a ritual on the day of Saturday, because Saturday is linked to Saturn. Saturn's zodiac symbol is that of the Capricorn. We do have a celebration of Saturn, which is, as you can see the name right there, because I would definitely butcher that name. But it is excellent to work with Saturn on December 17th, and it is still celebrated in some parts of the world today. Anyhow, I don't think a lot of people know about this holiday, but I have never really celebrated it myself. But also you can use Saturn on Yule, because it is in December and it is kind of close to the pagan celebration of Yule. Saturn's sacred animal is that of the woodpecker. And on the left hand side I have listed the uses for the woodpecker. So if you like to walk with Saturn and you see a woodpecker around your house, that is a very good sign. You could even get woodpecker feeding stations that you can put outside, and that would help you be more connected with Saturn himself. Saturn has 2 main gemstones that he uses. I personally love working with gemstones because gemstones have a lot of power and they increase spells and rituals like that. Now, one of these stones is known as the blue sapphire for Saturn. As you can see there, it has some pretty good, uses. I mean, it brings clarity to you. It's clear perception, and it is called the Stone of Destiny. In a way, I have already done the pantheons of the Greek gods and the Roman gods, and in those series I said the Romans are very close to the Greek gods, and hence that Saturn can actually be known that of Kronos, and Kronos was god of time, hence the stone being the Stone of Destiny. The second stone that you can use for Saturn is that of Lapis. Now, it has a lot of related traits with the blue sapphire, but I do love using this stone because it does help me. When I do my meditation, it is just also a very beautiful stone. If you ever have the chance to get one, I would recommend picking one up. One of the colors that you can work with Saturn is indigo. Now, indigo is really closely related in color of that of purple. You could use, if you don't have indigo, you could use purple as a substitute. Now, again, this color, just like the color of purple, indigo is a very psychic color. The color brown is heavily linked to that of Saturn, as I have said before, him being the god of agriculture and harvest. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Pagan Astrology of Saturn, and remember, no one person knows it all. God is bless.